Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in and welcome. There are so many different reasons why gold and silver are going to be bullish in the next 5 years. So many reasons so that this article covers probably five or six, but I'm also going to add in some more reasons at the end of the video. This stuff is critical information as an investor in the precious metals world. You got to know stuff like this. If you're not, then you're blindly investing into a market that's ever changing and is much different than it used to be. What I mean by that is how you invested 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even a couple of years ago is much different than it is today. You got to learn how to adjust and how to adapt. And if you don't, then you're not going to get the maximum profits. You might not even break even because the markets definitely change at the drop of a dime, and we got to learn how to change with it. So before we jump into this video, make sure to smash that like button. You got to be subscribed. On a daily basis, I'm posting 2-3 videos a day, giving you guys the inside scoop, keeping you guys in the loop on the most relevant, the most important information every single day. You can see every article is written the same day, at the latest the day before. This is written November 11th. Today is that. So you got to be subscribed. My point is that money printing and cheaper USD should support silver prices this winter. So things are going to get a little crazy, especially around the holidays, right? The little rebound in real rates have weighed on gold and silver in recent months. Silver's down 20% from its August high of around $30. However, the tight restrictions imposed by government to fight the pandemic will lead to another significant rise in central banks' assets. Hence, we think that more money in circulation will support SLV or silver in the coming months. In addition, cheaper USD and the rising amount of negative yield debt around the world are also positive news for SLV. So here's the thing. I'm going to stop here for a second. And by the way, I'm going to try to, they make a lot of points. So I'm going to stop at some places and just give some context of what they're saying and throw my 2 cents in as well. So the dollar is directly correlated to gold and silver. When the dollar is high, gold and silver is down, and vice versa. The next coming months, the next coming years, the dollar is going to be drastically hurt. Drastically. And I'm talking about big to big percentages, not just from, someone saying they found a 90% cure vaccine. This is much bigger. Trillions of dollars thrown into the economy is going to dang near crash the dollar. We know the dollar's already lost 98% of its purchasing power, 44% in the last 20 years. The dollar's on its last leg. Throwing all this money in is going to put things in a very critical spot. Now, even without, the trillions, even no matter what candidate won, things are going to get interesting because not only is the dollar hurt, but we have a rapidly rising demand for silver, and especially as Joe Biden throws in this green energy movement, throwing more trillions of dollars, it's going to shoot silver demand up since silver is used in the solar panels. With also all that with a diminishing supply as production cuts have been, cut back from the pandemic, and people just really don't care about digging up silver because it's not that profitable. So anyways, iShares Silver Trust. With an inception year of 2006, the iShares Silver Trust SLV is the oldest ETF containing physical silver, held by a third party in New York and London. It is passively managed and gives exposure to the day-to-day movement of the price of silver bullion, and is a convenient and cost-effective way to invest in silver. Like the SPDR Gold Trust ETF, SLV provides a vehicle to invest in silver for entities that cannot invest in the physical metal. And by the way, always invest in the physical metal. If you cannot hold it, you do not own it. That's a saying of the stackers. You have to invest in the physical. If not, then you have your precious metals, if they really even are there, which are not, in some third party, some third party vault with the custodian. You don't even know his first name, right? And the thing is, there's so much ETF demand, so many bought ETFs. There's not nearly that much physical bullion. So there's a really big gap, and things are going to get interesting. So after experiencing one of the strongest recoveries since its low reached on March 18th, Silver was up 150% between March and August, and the $11 silver in March. We have been slightly bearish on the precious metal as we thought that real yields found their bottom after the dramatic plunge, leaving the upside gains very limited. In addition, the vulnerability of the stock market in recent months has also weighed on silver, which is down 20% from its August high. Hence, as more and more economies are entering a national lockdown to fight the pandemic, investors have been questioning if silver has found its bottom yet ahead of the winter depression. And here's the thing. There's a lot of stability, a lot of support around this $24.50 level. Take advantage of that, because what's coming ahead, I can guarantee, is not going to leave silver sitting at $24.50. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that silver can sit this low with everything that's about to happen. Even with the vaccine, that hurt precious metals a little bit, but that's going to be extremely short-lived, especially knowing that this is a preventative vaccine. There's only 50 million doses, and on a global scale, that's extremely low, and it's also going to be extremely hard to dispense this stuff. And this is going to take forever, a very long time to even get out to the public. So people hear this vaccine news and they get a euphoric, very, very, very unanswered and very irrational assumption on the markets. And then once they find out the reality, things go back to normal, which is definitely better for precious metals. Winter lockdown implies more quantitative easing, or also called QE. With most of the European nations under a national lockdown, governments will have no choice than extend the furlough schemes and issue more debt to assist the whole economy in the coming months. And it's great, honestly, like, this is my opinion, it's great that the world, these countries are throwing out trillions of dollars to put a cushion under, small business and everyone that's been hurt by the pandemic, even single individuals. It is great. It honestly is. Here's the thing, though. We don't have trillions of dollars to give out. We really don't. So that money's coming from somewhere, and since we're already $27 trillion in debt, do you really think we have another 3, 4, 10 trillion to give out? And I say 10 trillion because that's a realistic number. McKinsey, I actually covered this on a video about a week ago. McKinsey talks about a $10 trillion recovery repair plan to make things better across the globe. This isn't just America, obviously, but this is across the globe. I even went into which countries are spending the most or giving out the most, and which is the less, and the reasons why. Definitely a good video. I mean, I'm telling you guys, you got to be subscribed to my channel. I'm making the most important information on a day-to-day basis. So, anyways, Figure 2 shows that after rising at a steady pace of 1.25 trillion per year between the beginning of 2008 and the start of 2020, this was led by the 2008 credit or financial crisis, assets from the major 5 central banks have surged by 7 trillion in the past 8 months, over $28 trillion. So you can see this nice line, new pace. This pandemic has definitely pushed things to a very, very high pace, or a rapidly growing pace, high trajectory. Central banks' assets, and this is funny because they even compare this to Bitcoin. So we think that the rise in central banks' assets over the winter to prevent political instability will certainly support assets with limited supply, such as gold, silver, or even Bitcoin. And that is exactly true. Bitcoin is just as good, is just as bullish as precious metals right now. If you want to buy Bitcoin to make some money, go for it. $14,000 Bitcoin is a pretty high price, but as Bitcoin decreases, right, as even Bitcoin Cash is about to be having soon, 21 million Bitcoin will ever be created, and a lot of them are lost with people that's died in hard wallets where they can't get it, or lost. There's no Bitcoin police. There's no right. Bitcoin is basically it's the castaway zone. It really is. There is no Bitcoin police. There's no bank of Bitcoin. It's pretty, keep to yourself, and if you're screwed, you're screwed. If you get scammed, you're scammed. And here's the thing. There's only 21 million that will ever be made for a global coin that has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of benefits with Bitcoin being a global, instantly transferable digital coin with zero to little fees. And it's very unique in the things that it can do with a decentralized blockchain that publics every single transaction on a public database. So it definitely has its potential. It has its good sides to it. There's obviously some bad sides, and that's with everything. But anyways, though, um, I think Bitcoin, silver, gold are definitely going to be the top players in the game, or coming out on top when all this settles down. So they go over some other charts with central banks compared to silver, and let's jump into real interest rates. The second important driver of silver over the time is the U.S. real yields. Shows strong co-movement between SLV and the U.S. 5-year real interest rate in the past 7 years, and and this is the thing, they're conscious, and they even say this, they're conscious that U.S. real yields may have found their bottom in August when silver's around $30 after falling by nearly 2%, and it seems the move on real yields is more likely to be on the upside than on the downside, therefore should weigh on SLV in the near term. The negative yielding debt, then we have the U.S. dollar, which is obviously going to get hurt right now. It was around 93 level. Now they're talking about the USD breaking below the 92 support level. Also shows strong relationship between the greenback and SLV or silver over the past few years. Direct correlation, right? It's almost a direct correlation. Here's the closing thoughts. Even though we think that real yields have found their bottom in August and the move is now expected to be on the upside in the current environment, other important drivers such as central banks' asset growth, the U.S. dollar, or the amount of negative yielding debt are all pricing higher in SLV prices in the coming months. Therefore, we think that buying some SLV at current levels could offer investors a hedge against currency's debasement this winter to support economies due to the high restrictions imposed by governments. And this is exactly what we're talking about. If you watched my video earlier today, which I really hope you did, because that's a whole nother video about a whole nother situation. It's crazy. There's so many reasons why precious metals are bullish. I swear I make 2-3 videos a day, and I swear all these videos are unique in their own way. I'm never repeating the same video with the same information. Every video, 2-3 videos a day, are all casting a different point on why you should invest in the precious metals. It's almost unbelievable, but you got to believe it because I do it on this channel. Watch all my videos. Go from the last month, watch all the videos I posted, and I promise you every video is going to have new information, a new perspective, and you will get something new out of that video in all of them. It's crazy. It's like if you can fast forward 5 years in the future and look back at this time, you would have said, why in the world didn't I go all in on silver? It was blatantly obvious that it is a ticking time bomb. Right? I swear if people could see and understand the reality, it would be so blatantly obvious. So anyways, and this is the thing, governments, they have no choice. They might know that this is going to destroy the dollar, but they have to do it anyways. What are they going to do? Just let everyone hang dry? Just fend for themselves just to get screwed over by this pandemic? No. They have no choice. They know that this is probably going to crash the system, but they have to do it anyways, because if not, then a lot of people in the instant, in the instantaneous time frame will be affected. And obviously with the presidential election around the corner, or just in that time frame happening, if you don't do it instantly and give people what they want, you probably won't win. So yes, the long term, this is bad, and everyone wants a quick buck, but at what cost? There's definitely going to be a cost to pay, and I promise you, it's probably going to be a lot more severe than just not getting a $1,700 check in the mail. So hope you enjoyed this video. I guess we can continue on a little bit about this topic, because there's a lot that is going on and that's about to come. The short term, there's a market instability, very unstable prices, or there's unstable people, unstable information, just a lot of uncertainty, period. A lot of changes happening, so obviously prices in the markets aren't going to be stable either. Once things settle down, though, right now, gold and silver is going to be choppy. Yes, prices might fall a little bit. They're going to rise a little bit, fall a little bit. For a marginal day trader, that's a gold mine. But for people that just buy and hold, just buy it while it's cheap right now. Hold it for 10, 15, 20 years. And just don't sell in the meantime. Try not to invest too emotionally to start panic selling or any of that. Even be careful with impulse buying, right? I mean, anyone buying silver at this price, there's really no wrong way to go, but there's definitely still you can still get scammed out of deals and pay and not make smart buys, or get definitely getting that addiction phase where you really are not budgeting your money, right? So you got to be careful with that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post 2-3 videos a day, every single day. Go check out the video I posted earlier today as well. It's just as important. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. See you guys soon. Peace.